All right, welcome back to another video. So if you've been following along on the channel, I've been doing some upgrades on this 05 F150 that I own, including the wheels and tires, some front end upgrades, and like the grill. And today I'm going to be talking about headlights. So you can see I have a really nice set of these Harley Davidson style lights, and these are not OE, but they are CAPA certified, so they're okay. The thing I will say, OEM headlights back in this era, the 04 to 08 F150, they were not that great, and the light that they put out on the road is not good when you compare it to today's modern LED headlights. So when I had the chance to get this upgraded pair, I was all over it. I've been thinking about headlights for a while on this truck. In fact, I shot a whole nother video of a whole installation of a set of aftermarket headlights, but they were such junk that I had to send them back, and I just scrapped the whole video. So I'm really picky when it comes to headlights. You do get what you pay for when you just buy the cheap ones on eBay or Amazon. You're gonna get junk that's gonna fog up, they're not gonna last very long, and the light output's gonna be really, really bad. So I got a set of these here I'm gonna talk a little bit more about. These are from a company called GXENOGO. It's spelled G-X-E-N-O-G-O. They're for 2004 to 2008 F-150s. What's kind of neat about them is they are all LED. I'll show you more what they look like here in just a second. But the projectors, they have an LED DRL and turn signal, LED marker lights, and then they have a built-in turning light, projector turning light that comes on when you turn on the turn signal to light up your turn. So these are plug and play. You do not have to do any wiring to make them work, but I'm gonna show you a way to do a little bit of aftermarket wiring if you want to make them really like a modern set of headlights. All right, so let's get started on the installation. That way we can see how they look. So these look really good to me, but just the light output is not that great. And I tried putting a set of LED bulbs in here, which technically is not legal. I just wanted to see how it looks when you replace a halogen bulb with an LED. And they've come a long way with that technology, but it is just still not as good as a quality projector headlamp. The factory bulbs are pretty easy to remove. Just look, we're gonna get the hood up. We need to remove this little screw. It looks like a screw, but it's really not. It's just a plastic push. And then there's 3 10mm bolts per headlight. Kind of unscrew this. You gotta kind of pull up on it while you're unscrewing it. Set that aside. This just kind of pull out of the way. Take our 10mm. Just 3 bolts. Release the tab. Work your headlight out. Remove the marker light. You want to unplug all of them, leaving the bulbs in. Our headlight connection, and then our turn signal connection. See how quick and easy that was to remove that. All right, so if I just take just a minute here and show you what comes in the box, they give you an extra set of resistors and this nice roll of thick Tessa tape. It's really nice. So on the back of the headlight housing, see, this is very high quality. Everything's sealed nicely. Everything's protected nicely. There is a resistor here, and that is wired in to our turn signal circuit. So what that's for is to keep your turn signal bulbs from hyper flashing, since this is an all LED light. So that's what that's there for. It's not for the headlight. There's no warning on the headlights of these. So here's what it looks like. It's really like a smoked, like blacked out finish, clear, so it's gonna look a lot like the Harley Davidson lights that I took out. They say the look of the lights was inspired by an eagle's eye. I guess I kind of see that. So we'll see. This is going to be a either you love it or hate it look. And there's a bunch of different lights out there. But like I said, the key about this one so far to me is the quality. You can tell the fit and finish on this is like OEM, if not better actually. Just all the wiring connections, everything is potted and sealed with high quality components. So far I'm impressed. We'll just kind of set this in here. It's real simple. Just gonna plug in our turn signals, plug in our headlights. And we're gonna plug in our marker light. So that right there is all you have to do to hook it up. Now, that back down in there. All right, there is our finished headlight. All right, so here is our turn signal. You can see what that looks like. So I do hear a little fan running in here to keep the LED module cool. Obviously there'll be some aiming to do, but if we just look at the wall, you can see the sharp cutoff line, how much light is being put below the cutoff, so that's nice. There is just an adjustment screw right here, really easy to get to. So you just take a Phillips screwdriver, just set it in here like this, and you can turn left or right. And then, so if I turn it clockwise, it's going to lower the headlight. So it's the same for both sides. Alright, so I'll get the other one installed real quick. It's the exact same thing, and then we'll get the truck outside where we can get a good look at just how they look. Alright, so you remember a minute ago when I said I was going to show you an alternate way to wire these to make them more modern. All right, so these are plug and play to work. The DRLs work with your parking lights. So this little one here plugs in to your parking lights, and that is what makes this corner marker light come on. But if you just want this white DRL strip to come on, there is a way to do it. So basically your turn signal harness here, the middle connector is the positive feed for that amber or the white DRL. So basically the brown wire on this connector, that's your parking light feed. Obviously this wire over here, this white one, is the turn signal, and the black one is the ground. So basically if you were to plug this in, and how I would recommend doing this so as to not mess up the headlights, or you don't want to open up the headlights and mess with the warranty or anything. If you strip back this wiring harness a little bit, cut the brown wire. You did want to protect the brown wire where it comes from the factory wiring, so put some heat shrink on it. We're not going to use it. And then you would apply 12 volt ignition power to this brown wire. So what that would do is anytime you have 12 volts ignition, your DRL would work in. So I'll show you what that would look like here. If I just kind of bench test this, you can see it just turns on that DRL white LED ring. So anytime the truck's running, that will be on. Now, the easiest way to do this, unfortunately on this year range of trucks, there is no 12 volt ignition source under the hood. So what I did was I ran a wire. There's a grommet right here on the firewall. And then you can run a wire. I just zip tied it all along here. And then you can tie into this height, headlight, run across the front of the truck, tie into that headlight. Once you get inside the truck, I had a 12-volt ignition source for an aftermarket power window setup that I installed, but what most people will do is run it across under the dash, and then the fuse box is over here, and you just find a fuse that is 12 volts when the truck is running. So obviously I'm not showing exactly how to do that, and that's not, you know, an official, you know, plug and play part of this headlight, which is why I'm not showing it. But I'm just giving you guys an idea. That's how you do it. It's not hard. You don't have to cut into these headlights at all. You just need to isolate the parking light wire that goes to the turn signal bulb, and that way your regular parking lights will still work as functioned, your turn signals will still work as functioned, but you have this nice DRL that comes on anytime the truck is running. All right, so normally when you do a set of LED headlights on these trucks, you have to do what's called the Bambi mod, which is where you go modify a relay in the dash. Otherwise, when you turn on your fog lights, it will turn on the high beams. You do not have to do that with these headlights. They are plug and play. I thought I would take a second here and show you the cornering feature and how that works. So it's actually kind of interesting. So your headlights have to be on. So I'll give you an example. If the headlights are off and you turn on your turn signal, it's just going to flash the turn signal. The corner light is not going to come on. It only works, I would say, at night, but basically when your headlights are on. So if even, let's see, so just the headlights. So the headlights are on, and if we turn on our turn signal, you can see the corner light just came on, this lower right-hand cornering light here. And that's projecting light out into your turn. When your turn signal turns off, this light stays on for about 10 seconds. If you turn the headlights off, in the meantime, it will go out, because that is what is providing power to that circuit, obviously. But so that stays on while you're making your turn, and for about, I said, see, 10 seconds after the turn, and then that shuts down. There's your turn signals, and here's what everything looks like just turned off. Just looks really good, actually. Especially when you have, you know, like a darker truck like this. Well, actually any truck, if you're into that black look, but really ties in with this Raptor style front grille. All right, so the last thing we need to do is we need to take a look at these at night. We're gonna have to get them quickly aimed, and I'm not gonna show you exactly how to aim them, but basically I like to put my truck about 20 feet from a known level surface wall, and you mark from the center of the headlight to the ground, and we're gonna put that, basically that same mark on the wall, and I start from there and try to get my headlights aimed about 20 feet out. All right, we're out here at night. Time to get these things aimed and get everything dialed in. All right, so here is the cutoff. Obviously the left one is too high compared to the right one, so we need to get that dialed in. When I flip on the high beams, you can see what happens there. It opens the shutter. Basically just buy LED headlamps with a shutter. So let me get that leveled up, and we'll go out on the road and see how it looks. All right, so now I've got them leveled up. So the little zigzags, you want the top part of each cutoff to be level with each other, and the bottom part to be level with each other. All right, so remember we were talking about the turning light. So watch the right side of the screen. I'm gonna turn on my right turn signal. See how they just lit up over there? If you turn it off, like I said, remember it stays on for 10 seconds. Same thing over here. You can see that trash can. If I turn on my left turn signal, it lights up the turn. Kind of neat, actually. All right, let's take it for a spin out on the road here. So just like any projector, it's a pretty sharp cutoff line. So it's important to get it adjusted just right. It might be a little low right now. See if I turn on my high beams, light goes much higher. So you can see that it's kind of up almost into the trees. Alright, so here's what it looks like on 2-lane, unlit, no street lights, pitch black road. The LEDs are nice and bright, way brighter than the factory headlight. And if we flip the high beams, gets us a lot more light down the road. Car coming here. Kind of hard to see on video. Street sign up ahead. If I flip on the high beam, you can see it light up way down there. Honestly, the low beams put out so much light that it's, flipping the highs on just projects it further, but doesn't really do anything to add to the foreground because there's a ton of light coming out. So again, I'm gonna make a right turn up here. Kind of look at the turn light. Lights up the turn nicely. Alright, so that's really it. Just wanted to give you a quick installation and review of these headlights. It takes a lot for my picky butt to be satisfied with the product. You do kind of get what you pay for, so these are going to cost a little bit more than your average set of like junk eBay headlights. But if you would want something that just works good, it's plug and play. Again, you can wire them like I showed you if you want that all the time, daytime running light. The turn light is something that you don't see. It's kind of a neat feature. It comes on a lot of vehicles, from the factory or luxury vehicles, but the way they integrate it into these lights is really kind of impressive. So I'll have a link in the description where you can purchase these lights. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them below. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you.